Here are some of Peachy's favourite things. Link in description below.
Hey guys, Peachy here at Peachy TT120. Marwar Junction. Well, no, I'm not building another layout. Well, I have built another layout. Am I building a layout? I'm not planning on building an era 1 from the Raj. Okay, that would just be too complicated, too much research required. What I'm doing and why I was doing it. Well, okay, well, where do we start? Okay, well, let's start off with a few requests. Now I got a couple of messages from some people via my Facebook page saying that they really loved what I was doing and really enjoying it, but they were a little bit disappointed that when I was doing a review of any of the Hornby products, I was driving those Hornby locos and rolling stock on Pico track and in some cases using the DCC Concepts power base magnetic assistance system. Plus also I was going up ramps and I was going up at 2 degrees and whatever. They said, can we not just see it on a standard Hornby flat so that we know that because that's what we're all using, because we've just come back to the hobby and we're buying the Hornby stuff. We don't know about all these clever model making stuff and railway modelling stuff. We want to just buy the stuff off the shelf from Hornby and use it. So can we have the reviews that sort of reflect that to a certain extent? So I said, well, okay, that got me thinking. Maybe I could make a little oval. I had plenty of leftover track from buying various bits and bats secondhand off of eBay. And then I had a bit of a windfall because I bought what was advertised as a Easterner set, but unboxed with extras. Boy, did it have some extras. It had almost every piece of track you could possibly want and a ton more. And I got it for a bit of a steal, really. Should be wearing a mask. But I thought, well, we've got lots of track here. And I'd already ordered from grangeandhodder.com a pre-cut bolt together 4 foot by 3 foot baseboard. Why? Because I'm planning on my loft layouts, my era 11 loft layout, to have one corner of it removable, and that corner is going to have a rowing museum, so that I can run any loco that I want out of my museum and onto my heritage line alongside my era 11 locos and rolling stock. So that's my plan for doing anything and everything that I want. But I want to be able to take that, unbolt that museum board and take it to a show. So I've got this board hanging around. I thought, well, I was going to do a little review of building the board and talking about how easy it was and how quick. It was amazingly quick. After the initial dry run, the actual wet gluing and putting it together took me 19 minutes. That's bizarre. It's amazingly well, accurately cut, a cracking piece of kit, and well designed for me to bolt it together to another piece, and super lightweight, which I think is essential if you want to make a good size layout to take in the back of your car to a show. You don't want things that weigh an absolute ton, but it's also super stable. So I'd already done a little video of me building the board, so it just needed a video of me laying track using only Hornby, and every piece of Hornby track other than I think the half pieces. But so there's the straights, there's every one of the curves, or 5 types of curve. There's both points, obviously, and there's the crossover as well. And I've got a combination of things, and I'm also using the Hornby ramps, the loading ramp, the Hornby power socket, the Hornby pins, the Hornby DCC clips to upgrade the turnouts. And then just at the last minute, a lady called Anne, also known as Patricia Pickering on Facebook, who's made some incredible stuff with this in this past sort of 6 months with her layout. It's been quite fun to watch, but she's become very ill and has had to very quickly sell off all of her stuff. I know some people have got some great bargains from her, and I was one of the people who got the bargain on the buildings because I want to use some of those buildings later on my loft layout. So I now have every piece of building, the railway stock of buildings from Hornby, everything except for a platform. Anyone out there's got a platform they want to sell? I've got the platform ends, but not the platform. How did they run out of stock of the platform? Anyway, I get on with the video. It's really just a little bit of fun, me building a layout incredibly quickly. The whole thing from build to running is literally only a few hours work, and I did the thing over a weekend. Okay, I also show or attempt to show how simple it is to swap from DC to DCC on in this system using the HM7000 and showing you kind of, I guess, the difference when it's rolling. I hope you enjoy. Cheers.
Right then, nicely flat packed. Open up the box. Let's take out the instructions. Not quite IKEA level, but enough for the job. Let's see. So yes, there's a list of components and an exploded diagram. Oh, and one important note: to do a dry run first. So that's what we'll do, I guess. Right, sort out the little components. Make sure you recognise which is which, and then do a dry run. I worked out while doing the dry run that doing the top boards first, second and third was actually quite awkward, and it didn't work. I had to take them apart again. So when I did the gluing run, I made sure that I put the centre board in first, and the other two boards are much easier. And at the end of this, I think I'll just stick a little picture in post of my original video and how long it took. This took 19 minutes. I'm sure I said 19 minutes. Now on with some 2mm neoprene. Quick going over with carpet spray, Evo stick. Excellent stuff, very good. Rub it all over and leave it overnight. Magic of video. This is the next morning. Sort out all the ton of track I've got and work out if I can fit it all in. The plan is to have 4 running loops and then a big long feeder, which will be the 5th loop. Possibly some sidings. I'm not quite sure yet. This is me rigging all the gear up. When I started measuring things out, I'll start with the points first and then work my way from the measurement of the points. There you go, Marwar Junction, done. At this point, you may notice there's a few extra sidings, and that is to accommodate the buildings, which are about to appear now. Thank you, Anne, aka Patricia Pickering. I hope you get better soon, and I hope you've managed to get yourself strong enough to get back to this hobby that you so obviously loved.
Right, DCC clips, Hornby's DCC clips. What are they? What do they do? Are they specifically for DCC? Well, no, they're not. Yes, they're essential if you want to use DCC, because what they do is help distribute power through the full point. But actually, I think they're a bit of a bonus or an upgrade of the regular Hornby turnout if you use the DCC clip, because you're not just relying on power being moved from one rail to the other by the actual turnout itself. Of course, if you use them, you're going to get rid of the isolation qualities that the turnouts have, but soon replace that by having but that's easy enough to rectify by putting the clear fish plates in between and having fixed power to the other track with a switch, so you can isolate those other areas of the circuit. So I think these are a cracking little bonus to the Hornby turnouts. Now, how you actually fit them, well, they never used to show you. There wasn't a little leaflet. There's now a leaflet, which makes it a lot easier. But a couple of little, I'll show you how I do it. I always lean it up against this, the plastic guide here, which helps you put a little bit of tension on. Okay, so let's see. Grab hold of it by one corner. Make sure you've got one part of the actual leg inserted into the bottom of the rail, stopped against the plastic there. Okay, so you're holding one of the legs like that. You hold that in against that rail, stop against the plastic, and then pull the clip in. There you go. Simple as that. Very easily done. And now you have transfers the power across these, so you don't have to worry about the actual point. I think things operate a lot more smoothly. I've deliberately left one set of points over here on the outside loop without clips in, so that I can, if I want to, test the loco over one without the actual clips, to give it a true idea of how well it can run over the initial frog. But that's it. Okay, let's have a look at Hornby's decoupling ramp in action. It's a very simple system. It's a very simple system that has a ramp with a little lever here, which goes in and out. And it basically lifts the ramp up, which should decouple. So let's give it a go. Well, that works. Not every time, but it worked at least that time. Okay, next question. First radius curves. They're not rated, or certainly the A1s and A4s are not rated to go around first radius. But is it actually possible? Well, yes, it is. It doesn't really like it. It doesn't. There's a fair amount of wheel spin, and they can't pull a lot. But if you've got a place where you've got you only can get a first radius in, don't let it stop you. As you can see, at a reasonable speed, these locos will cope with first radius. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is how easy is it to change from DC to DCC? Well, not pure DCC, not original DCC, DCC Bluetooth, the HM7000 system. It's a bit of a different bag. Basically, the track is going to be fully charged with full voltage, a bit like if you had your controller on full speed all the time. And the loco will take the power from the track as it requires, or as it is instructed to, by the chip in the back of the loco, which is controlled via Bluetooth from your mobile device, whether that's an iPad or a tablet of some form. Because now they've now brought out Android systems. So we're going to have a little look at this, the power adapter, and see whether or not we can just clip in and play. Well, this bit should be easy enough, plugging that into there. But unfortunately, see that there? That doesn't fit any of my transformers, my Hornby ones or my DCC concepts, which I've specifically got for DCC. So I won't be doing any DCC testing on this until I've resolved that issue. Right, what I wanted to show yesterday with Hornby's special lead for DCC, which I failed to do because it didn't plug into any of my power supplies. I can only assume it's specifically for their own power supplies. What I wanted to show is how easy it is to change from DC to HM7000 Bluetooth DCC. So that's not normal DTC, which everyone's so frightened about. It's the Bluetooth version, which is considerably simpler. All you've got to do is, first of all, unplug the normal DC power pack, which is this combi one here. Okay, I'll unplug it from my power supply. So get rid of the actual DC controller. Okay, then you grab yourself what came with the Scotsman set, the disposable Hornby controller, which is worth less than buying a lead. Cut the lead off. Fit said lead to whatever connection device you want to do, and I've got it onto one of these sockets, which fits nicely into DCC concepts. Plug that in over here. Ta-da! Now you've got full power going through the circuit, and we can do a little bit of DCC running. Hey guys, well that was fun. Sorry if it got a bit too loud. I'll turn the volume up on the locos. Bit of a giggle. All good stuff. The I will admit before you all start jumping on me that I didn't use the Hornby power pack or the Hornby controller for the DC running because there's too much track. You know, it's easy to poo-poo that controller. It's there for a reason. It's enough to come with a set and get someone started. But as soon as you start putting extra track on, it's redundant, really. So you'll notice that apart from the fact that I wanted the cable, so I cut the cable off of it because it's got the 2-pin connector on the end. And then I went back to using my DCC concepts and my little Gauge Master, which is a cracking little piece of kit. Everyone should have one. Right, so I think we're done. If you enjoyed yourself, please don't forget to like and subscribe and ring the little bell. Poke Peachy in the face. There you go. You're subscribed. Doesn't cost anything. And then a couple of videos, bomb. Jimmy will stick in wherever he thinks is appropriate. That's it. Cheerio, bye.